Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have this whole money thing figured out? They're not just lucky, they understand the laws of money. Just like gravity, these laws are always in play whether you're aware of them or not. And trust me, ignoring them can cost you. Think of it like this. You wouldn't play a game without knowing the rules, right? Money is the same way. You need to understand the rules to win. That's what we're diving into today. The 15 laws of money that can completely transform your financial life. Whether you're just starting out or already making moves in the money game, these laws apply to you. We're talking about building a solid foundation, no matter where you are on your journey. Because money isn't just about making it. It's about keeping it, growing it, and using it to live your best life. So, if you're ready to crack the code to financial success, you're in the right place. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Let's dive into the 15 laws of money that can change your financial life forever. Let's be real. We've all thought it. If I just made a bit more money, all my problems would be solved. But here's the hard truth. That's rarely the case. It's like pouring water into a leaky bucket. You can keep pouring, but until you fix the leaks, you'll never actually accumulate wealth. The first law is all about understanding that more money won't fix bad financial habits. It's like thinking a faster car will make you a better driver. You could be earning six figures, but if you're spending even more, you're still in the red. The real magic happens when you master money management. It's about plugging those financial leaks, those unnecessary subscriptions, those impulse purchases, that lack of a budget. Once you get a handle on your spending and understand where your money's going, that's when you can truly start building wealth. So, before you start chasing another raise or side hustle, take a hard look at your spending habits. Are you living within your means? Do you have a budget? Remember, it's not about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep. Here's a powerful truth. Money itself isn't good or bad. It's a tool. It can either be a source of stress, trapping you in a cycle of debt and worry, or it can be a tool that empowers you to live life on your own terms. Think about it. When you're constantly worried about money, it's hard to focus on anything else. It affects your relationships, your work, your health, everything. You're essentially living in a prison of your own making. But when you have a handle on your finances, when you're in control, it's a completely different story. Suddenly, you have the freedom to pursue your passions, to travel, to spend quality time with loved ones, to retire early. The possibilities are endless. This shift in mindset is crucial. It's about understanding that money is a tool that can unlock incredible opportunities and experiences. It's about taking control of your finances so that money works for you, not against you. All right, let's talk about relative income. You see that Lamborghini cruising down the street? You might think, man, that guy's loaded. But here's the thing. You don't know his financial situation. He might be drowning in debt, living paycheck to paycheck just to keep up appearances. Relative income isn't about the number on your paycheck. It's about what's left after your expenses. It's about how much you're actually able to save and invest. That's the money that gives you options, that builds your future. So, before you start thinking you need to make $1 million a year, take a hard look at your spending. Are you living within your means? Could you cut back on some non-essential expenses? Trust me, I'm all about enjoying the finer things in life, but not at the expense of your financial well-being. Remember, it's not about keeping up with the Joneses. It's about building a solid financial foundation for yourself. Focus on increasing that gap between your income and expenses. That's where true financial freedom lies. Let's be real. We live in a society that constantly tells us we need more. Bigger house, faster car, the latest gadgets, it never ends. But here's the problem. If you don't define enough for yourself, you'll constantly chase a moving target. You might get that promotion, buy that dream car, and for a little while you'll feel amazing. but that feeling fades. Soon you'll see something else you want, something better, and the cycle starts all over again. This constant striving can lead to a lot of stress and dissatisfaction. You're always working towards the next big thing, never really stopping to appreciate what you have. That's why it's so important to define what enough means to you. What are your goals? What truly matters in your life? Once you have a clear understanding of your values and priorities, you can start making financial decisions that align with them. This is a big one, guys. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a new opportunity, a can't-miss investment, or the allure of a luxury purchase. But here's the truth. True financial success is about playing the long game. It's about protecting your hard-earned money and avoiding unnecessary risks. Before you jump into anything, ask yourself, do I need this? Will this truly improve my life, or is it just a fleeting desire? Is this worth risking what I've worked so hard to build? Remember, it's not about being overly cautious or never taking any risks. It's about being calculated and strategic. Don't let emotions cloud your judgment. Building wealth takes time, discipline, and yes, a bit of calculated risk-taking. But never risk what you have for something you don't need. Protect your foundation, build upon it steadily, and you'll be amazed at how much you can achieve. All right, let's talk about a mistake I see people making all the time, equating money with wealth. Just because you have a lot of cash flowing in doesn't mean you're wealthy. In fact, some of the wealthiest people I know are surprisingly frugal. True wealth is about so much more than just the number in your bank account. Think of it like an iceberg. The tip of the iceberg. That's the flashy stuff you see. The fancy cars, the designer clothes, the expensive vacations. It's what people often associate with being rich. But that's just the surface. What you don't see is what lies beneath. The investments, the savings, the assets that are quietly growing and securing your financial future. That's the real wealth, the part that provides security, options, and peace of mind. It's about having a solid financial foundation that can weather any storm. It's about building a future where you're not living paycheck to paycheck, constantly stressed about money. So, remember, don't get caught up in the trap of thinking that money equals wealth. Focus on building that solid foundation, diversifying your assets, and creating a financial plan that sets you up for long-term success. That's how you build true wealth. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Graham, you make this whole wealth-building thing sound like a long and boring process. And you know what? It can be. But that's because there's no such thing as easy money. Despite what you might see on social media, there's no magic formula, no secret loophole, no get-rich-quick scheme that actually works in the long run. The truth is, building real wealth takes time, discipline, and a whole lot of hard work. It's about making smart investments, consistently saving a portion of your income, and being patient with the process. It's about delaying gratification today so you can enjoy the rewards tomorrow. Think about it this way. Would you rather win the lottery and blow through all the money in a few years? Or would you rather build a sustainable business or investment portfolio that generates wealth for years, even generations, to come? The latter might not be as glamorous or instant, but it's the real deal. So, ditch the get-rich-quick mentality and embrace the long game. Focus on developing good financial habits, making smart decisions, and being consistent with your efforts. That's how you build lasting wealth, the right way. Building on the last point, it's important to remember that wealth is not a destination. It's a journey. It's not something you achieve overnight. It's an ongoing process that requires constant attention and effort. You're not just checking boxes off a list. You're building a system, a mindset, a lifestyle that supports your financial goals. Think of it like planting a tree. You don't just throw a seed on the ground and expect a giant oak tree to sprout up the next day. It takes time, care, and consistent nurturing. You have to water it, give it sunlight, protect it from the elements, and even then, it takes years before you can enjoy the shade or the fruit of your labor. Wealth building is the same way. You have to consistently invest in your financial education, make smart decisions with your money, and be patient with the process. There will be setbacks, there will be challenges, but as long as you stay focused on your goals and keep putting in the work, you'll see the results over time. So, don't get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Focus on the process, on building good habits, and on making consistent progress. Remember, building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. And the sooner you start, the sooner you'll be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You know, I used to think that the only way to make more money was to work more hours. I'd drive Uber all night after a full day of selling real estate, thinking it was the only way to get ahead. But here's the thing. There are only so many hours in a day, and you can't outwork your way to wealth if you're trading time for money. The real key is to increase your earning potential per hour. Instead of working harder, focus on working smarter. This might mean learning a new skill, starting a side hustle, or finding ways to automate or delegate tasks. Remember, the goal is to break free from that time for money trap. Think of it like this. You can keep pouring coffee into a small cup, or you can grab a bigger cup. Working harder is like trying to fit more into that small cup. Working smarter is about getting yourself a bigger cup altogether. It's about increasing your value and finding ways to leverage your time and skills for greater earning potential. So, instead of burning yourself out trying to work more hours, take a step back and ask yourself, how can I increase my value? What skills can I learn to command a higher rate? How can I leverage my time more effectively? Remember, working smarter, not harder, is the key to unlocking true financial freedom. Let's be real. We've all been there, scrolling through Instagram, seeing those flashy cars, designer clothes, and exotic vacations. It's easy to get caught up in the comparison game and think, wow, they've made it. But here's the thing about wealth. It's often what you don't see. Remember that iceberg analogy? The truth is, many people who look wealthy are actually drowning in debt. They're financing that fancy lifestyle with credit cards and loans, living paycheck to paycheck despite the facade. True wealth isn't about keeping up with the Joneses, it's about building a solid financial foundation. Instead of focusing on outward appearances, focus on what truly matters. Building a solid financial foundation. That means saving, investing, and managing your money responsibly. It's about having a plan and sticking to it, even when it's not glamorous. Remember, financial security and peace of mind are far more valuable than any status symbol. So, don't fall into the trap of judging wealth by appearances. Focus on building true, lasting wealth, and let that be your measure of success. Look, I'm not going to lie. Luck can play a role in financial success. Sometimes being in the right place at the right time can make all the difference. But here's the thing about luck. You can't control it. You can't just sit around waiting for it to strike. The real key to success is to put yourself in a position to capitalize on opportunity when it arises. And that means consistently making smart decisions, planning for the future, and putting in the work. The harder you work, the luckier you get, right? Think of it like this. Luck is like winning the lottery. It's great if it happens, but you wouldn't bet your entire future on it. Instead, you focus on what you can control, your work ethic, your skills, and your financial decisions. So yes, luck might play a role, but don't depend on it. Focus on what you can control, put in the work, and be ready to seize those opportunities when they present themselves. Remember, fortune favors the prepared. You know, I see it all the time. People flashing their cash, thinking it makes them look cool or important. They buy the expensive cars, the designer clothes, the giant houses. All for what? A fleeting moment of attention. But let me tell you something. True respect and admiration, the kind that really matters, can't be bought. It's about the kind of person you are, not the things you own. Are you kind? Are you humble? Are you there for others when they need you? These are the qualities that truly earn respect. Think about it. The people you admire most, the ones you look up to, are they defined by their possessions or by their character? I've met plenty of people with more money than they know what to do with, but they're deeply unhappy. They've tied their self-worth to their possessions, and it's a recipe for disaster. When your identity is wrapped up in material things, you're constantly chasing the next big thing, never truly satisfied. Remember, true wealth isn't about impressing others. It's about building a life you love, filled with meaningful relationships and experiences. Focus on being a good person, someone who adds value to the world. That's what will truly set you apart and earn you lasting respect. Here's a mistake I see people make all the time. They get stuck in this end of history illusion. It's like they think once they hit a certain financial milestone, a certain income, a certain net worth, that's it. They've arrived. Game over. But here's the thing. Life is constantly changing, and so are you. What you want today might not be what you want 5 years from now, let alone 10 or 20 years down the line. Your priorities shift, your goals evolve, and that's okay. Maybe right now your focus is on climbing the corporate ladder and buying your dream house. But what happens when you get there? Will those same goals fulfill you in the long run? It's crucial to be adaptable, to constantly reassess your goals and make sure they're still aligned with your values and aspirations. Don't be afraid to change course. It's your life, and you're allowed to rewrite the script as you go. Remember, financial planning isn't about setting rigid goals in stone. It's about creating a framework for flexibility and freedom, allowing you to adapt to whatever life throws your way. Stay open to new possibilities and don't be afraid to dream bigger as you evolve. All right, let's talk about the arrival fallacy. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, if only I had insert arbitrary amount of money, then I'd be happy? That's the arrival fallacy in action. It's this idea that happiness is a destination, a point you reach once you hit a certain financial milestone. But here's the thing, it's a trap. You hit that milestone, you celebrate, and then what? You set a new, bigger target, and the cycle starts all over again. True happiness, the kind that sticks, doesn't come with a price tag. It's about finding joy in the journey, appreciating what you have right now, and building meaningful relationships. It's about aligning your life with your values, not your bank account balance. So, chase your financial goals, absolutely, but don't put your happiness on hold waiting for that magic number. Remember, you can achieve incredible things financially, but if you're not taking care of your mental and emotional well-being, it's all for nothing. Focus on building a life you love, filled with things that truly matter to you. That's a recipe for lasting happiness regardless of your net worth. Now, let's dive into another sneaky mental trap, the sunk cost fallacy. This one can really mess with your financial decision-making. We've all been there, right? You invest time, money, or energy into something, and even when it's clearly not working out, you're reluctant to cut your losses. You think, I've already put so much into this, I have to keep going. But here's the truth. Clinging to a sinking ship won't get you anywhere. The past is the past. Just because you've invested in something doesn't mean you're obligated to keep throwing good money after bad. It's like watching a terrible movie. You know it's awful, but you keep watching because you've already invested 2 hours of your life. The key here is to be objective. Evaluate your situation honestly. Is this investment, this project, this job still serving you? Or are you holding on to it because you're afraid to admit defeat, to start over? Remember, your time, your money, your energy. These are all valuable resources. Don't let the sunk cost fallacy keep you tethered to something that's no longer serving you. And there you have it, 15 laws of money that can completely transform your financial life. These aren't just tips or tricks, they're fundamental principles to build a solid financial foundation. Remember, managing your money effectively isn't about depriving yourself, it's about empowering yourself. It's about having the freedom to design a life you love on your own terms. Now, if you found this video helpful, I highly recommend watching my next video, which is the perfect complement to this one. And remember, the journey to financial freedom starts with a single step. Start applying these laws today and watch your financial future transform. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to leave your comment below. I appreciate your support, and I hope to see you in my next video.